Next topic is function templates. Function templates means functions with generic data types. So from a function template we can generate multiple functions with different data types but exactly same behavior, similar behavior. Let us take one small function example. Void show int x cout x and line. This is a simple function to display just a value, a parameter, argument. Now main let us call this say show 10. If you do this, it will display simply 10. It will display 10. Show 25, display 25. Suppose I want to display show 75.6, that is I want to display a float value. It cannot do because it is integer. So what to do? We can make it a template function. How do you do it? Let us see that. To make it a template function, write similar to that class template. Template type name T. Template type name T. Normal function void show, and here the type should be generic T. T x cout x and line. That's all. Instead of int, put a generic data type here. In the main, show, either you can use template like int, show int say 100. Show int 100 means take integer version of the function with parameter 100. So what happens now? It's like calling show int x function. This is like calling show int x function. This you can also call like this directly without this. Show simply 100 means this is optional int. Automatically it will take, depending on the parameter, it will take required version. Now it is a template function, so I can have float also. Show float or simply show 50.7. If I say show 50.7, then what happens? This function is called with a float parameter. So float version of the template function is invoked. That means show float x. This version is invoked. So it can be integer, float, or even character also. Suppose show $. So here it is $. So this is how a template function is used. Now we will see a function template with single data type but multiple parameters. Means template type name T template type name T. Let us have an add function. Void add T X T Y, void add T X T Y, then what will it do? Add and display, that's all. C out X plus Y and line. This is the template function. It has same single type only, one type, but two parameters. Simply add them and display Tx, Ty. So how do you use it in main? Add 10 comma 20 means what? You are calling with integers. 10 comma 20 means it is equivalent to calling a function add intx inty. That version of function is invoked here. So sum 10 plus 2 20. So here 30 is displayed. Suppose float 25.4 50.3, 25.4 50.3, two floats are there here, generic types. So now add float version of the function is called add float comma add float x, add float x, float y. So these two will be floats. That version is invoked here. So that version is invoked and those two are added and displayed. So 25.4 plus 70 means 75.8 is displayed. So this is how a template function with single type and two parameters is used. Now we will see one more example of a function template with single data type and two different parameters. That is for exchange or swap function. Template type name T, template type name T. It is a swap or exchange function. So void exchange, void exchange. It takes two values and exchanges their values or swaps their values. So T, for swapping we need references, not copies. So T reference X, T reference Y. So we will declare a temporary variable of the same type, put X value in this, put Y value in X and put temp in Y. This is the swap function. Main call this function. Let us have say integer a is equal to 10, b is equal to 20. Exchange a comma b. So exchange a comma b. Those two values are exchanged by this function. Then display C out X is equal to C out A is equal to A end line B is equal to end line. So what we did here is first int A is equal to 10, B is equal to 20. A call exchange function with these two values A, B. After that display again. So after this the display will be first A 10, B 20. Now after exchange A is 20, B is 10. So what you get on the display is 20 and 10. This is a simple exchange function with integer type. So the version of the exchange invoked here is exchange int reference. Here the version of exchange is exchange int reference x, int reference y, because we called with integers, so int version is invoked. Now let us have different. Float, that is suppose float m is equal to 10.6, n is equal to 25.7, two float values. Again exchange m comma n, their values are interchanged, then display cout m is equal to m end line n is equal to n end line. So m is 10.6, n is 25.7. We call exchange function. So the version of exchange invoked here is float, because you are calling with float values here. So the version of interchange is float reference x, float reference y. So now these two values are exchanged, and m n order you get first 25.7, first 25%, then 10.6. Values are exchanged. So this is how the swapping is done using template functions.